Hello everybody, I am Attila Tanner. Welcome to a brand new video of Next Talk. I hope you're all doing well. Well, it's 2024, so I wish you a happy new year, a healthy year, a wealthy year, since we're talking about stocks for yourself and for your loved ones. So since it's the first video of the year, we're going to look into how the previous year was. We're going to look at the different indexes. We're going to also look at how the different categories has performed. Then we're going to do the regular reporting. All right, so let's get going. We start with the S&P 500. They had a good quarter, Q4, 11.2% up. And for the year, it was up 24.2%. If you compare it to 2022, actually S&P 500 was actually down 20%. So they kind of recovered last year. Nasdaq also had a great Q4, 13.6% up. And for the year, impressive, 43.4% up. In 2022, it wasn't as good, minus 33.9%. So they also recovered in 2023. And if you look at the Dow Jones Index, they were up 12.5% for Q4. And for the full year, it was up 13.7%. So almost all the gain came in the last quarter. If you compare to the year before, they were down 9.4%. So they also made it up during 2023. TSX index, the Canadian index, had also a good quarter. Q4 was up 7.3% and for the year 8.1%. If you look at the year before, they were actually down 8.7%. So in 2023, they recovered, but they didn't recover everything. All right, so it was a good Q4 in general, and let's see how Q1 and the whole year of 2024 will become, and we shall see. Now we're gonna look into the different categories that we picked 1 year ago, not the individuals, the stocks, but the whole category in itself. So let's say the value stock for US, they were up 20%, not including the dividend, just the stock price. The Canadian stocks for values, they were up 3%. Of course, those also paid some dividends, so it would have been a few more percentage up. So value stocks for US did quite well. Dividends, it didn't go so well for US. It was 0% in stock price change and dividend payout. So the dividend payout canceled the stock price decline for those stocks. In the Canadian dividends from 1 year ago, they were up 3% with stock price plus the dividends. So not fantastic for the dividend stocks last year. In 2022, the dividends did a little bit better when the whole market was doing poorly. All right, the growth stocks in the US market, they were up 26% from the top three. And in the Canadian market, they were actually down 3%. If you look at the Pricey one in the US, they were up 25%. In the Canadian market, they were up 11%. So interesting is that so many of the stocks has been going up, and the Q4 was, as we said, a good quarter. But we shall see how next year will be. And since this is the first report for 2024, all the picks from today's will be also benchmark 6 months from now in July, and also full year from now, and we will see how the different categories has performed. One thing I want to mention also next talk, the big thing is to calculate target rates. So as an example, how does it work is that we go into the websites of the companies when they have the earnings results are out. That information is fed into the computer program we have done. And then later on, we get a target rate for a company. So let's make an example. Let's say a company is currently trading at $50. And we have a target rate for them set at $56, let's say. So whenever something is 10% or more higher than the current trading, it becomes a buy signal for us in the system. And if it was the reverse, let's say the target rate was lower than 10%, like 40, 42, it will become a sell signal. Anything between will be considered a hold, so then you will hold the stocks. But so we do this for all the stocks, and we look back. So for the U.S. market, we had the accuracy of 93%, and for the Canadian market, 97%. So the numbers have improved thanks to formulas has been updated. Now, what does it really mean though? So in 7% of the cases for the US market, we have picked the wrong direction. So let's say we had stock, we said it was going to be buy, it became sell in maybe 7% of the cases. And for the Canadian market, it was more predictable. Only 3% of the cases, it went the complete other direction. So yeah, so I think it's kind of impossible maybe to do a perfect 100%, but at least it's kind of close. All those target rates are being uploaded into a website, but you can't have access to it yet. I'm working on so you can have access to such a website, so you can also compare for yourself. Target rates change every 3 months, so all those things are kind of like has a best before date until the new rate target rate comes out. So it's good to be up to date with that. All right, now let's go into the report, and we start with the US market. We start with the value stocks. JP Morgan is number 1, Exxon Mobil is number 2, and Tencent is number 3. So here we're looking at high market cap companies with low priced earnings. Those companies become more stable companies to consider in your portfolio. Dividends in the US market, Verizon is number 1, AT&T is number 2, and Walgreens is a newcomer in spot number 3. 3M is out from top 3. Growth stocks in the US market, Li Auto is number 1, Rivian is number 2, and Asana is number 3. Here we're looking at sales growth versus stock price growth. So it's a relation between the two. So if the sales are going faster than the stock price is growing, they will be in this list. The other end of the spectrum is the pricey ones, meaning the stock price is growing faster than the sales are growing. So in this, and also we penalize companies that has high price to sales ratio. So Coinbase is number 1, partly because they have a high price to sales ratio. Crowdstrike moves up to spot number 2. They also have a high price to sales ratio. Snap is a newcomer on spot number 3. They had a sales growth of 5%, while the stock price lately has been going up quite a lot. Now they're up 74% for the year plus until now. Wish, who was in the list, is out from top 3. All right, that was the US market. Let's go into the Canadian market. We start with the value stocks there. Royal Bank is number 1, TD Bank is number 2, and Canadian Natural Resources is number 3. Dividend stocks in the Canadian market, Tourmaline Oil is number 1, Enbridge is number 2, and TC Energy is a newcomer on spot number 3. Algonquin Power and Utilities is out from top 3. Growth stocks in the Canadian market, First Quantum is number 1, Baytex Energy is number 2, and RB Global is number 3. Pricey ones in the Canadian market, Great West Lifeco is number 1, Power Corp is number 2, and Onyx is number 3. Onyx also has a high price to sell ratio, so that's why they are penalized in this list. All right, and that concludes the first report for the year. Thank you so much for watching. If you like those videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one, hopefully in 2 weeks' time. For the next video, I'm hoping to show some mergers and acquisitions and also some highlights of some companies that recently has reported as the Q1 of 2024. All right, always gather a lot of information before jumping ahead purchasing stocks. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.